Shalom, Israel, giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the Akim on the four corners of the globe, pushing his word in sincerity, and I truly mean sincerity, because when you look at things, what's going on in Israel, how this scoffing is really getting intense and more intense. You're getting more of it. Not saying that, I've seen it all. I've seen all the scorning, but, it's coming at all angles. It's coming at heathen Christians. It's coming at Edomites. It's coming from news agencies. All these things is coming against the truth. It's not coming against us personally, but it is coming against the truth. And what all of these scoffers don't want is the truth to come out. But it's going to come out. According to the scriptures, according to prophecy, these things, the truth, will come out. It's going to come out because this world is going to be destroyed according to the truth. This world is going to be flipped upside down into its right order according to the truth. So everything is according to the truth. It's not according to their falsehoods. Their falsehoods say that we shouldn't say these things. We shouldn't treat these people this way. We should say certain things. But all the truth must come out in order for this world to flip upside down in its rightful order, in its righteous order. So I want to bring out a couple of scriptures pertaining to those scoffers, long-suffering, rebuking, doctrine. Just want to bring out a few scriptures that I came across and just wanted to share with you, with the Akim. The first scripture, of course, is 2 Timothy. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long-suffering and doctrine. Now, we understand what the in season, out of season is. That's according to whatever conditions that we may be faced with throughout the elements or your body, your family. All these things is part of being instant in season, out of season. But what I want to focus on is reprove, rebuke, and exalt. Now, we know what reprove is just being made correct. Rebuke, now, that's the part where a lot of people have a problem with, rebuking. Now, when you rebuke a person, basically what you're trying to do is stir up their mind into the right way, being flipped. See, with the truth flips what you've been used to, right? So, it says rebuke and exalt. Now, to exalt, when you rebuke someone, you try to tell them the right way, then you exalt them by encouraging him to continue in the truth. That's what exalting means. Exalting means be lifted up, encouraged, to strengthen a person. So even though you flipping the way they used to think into the true, into the righteous way, you also strengthen them, right, with compounding these strengths and these rebukes, trying to flip their mind, because a lot of people resist. It's just like cutting wood against the grain. When you cut the wood against the grain, it gives you that resistance. But you're doing it in the right manner, because you cut with the grain, it'll split according to the grains. You see? And that's what we're doing. And we're doing this long suffering because people don't want to flip. People don't want to be righteous. They want to live in a darkness. So it's a long suffering for the teachers, for the ones who's doing the rebuking, trying to get those persons right and strengthening them. This is the crazy part, that they resisting. Is like whatever you do to a person to try to change their ways, they resisting the truth. It's just ridiculous how a person could resist the truth. But the Lord has done this. He made their minds this way. He made their spirit this way. So it's not something that we can control or to make better. It just the Lord has to turn on that switch. He has to turn on that light switch. It's just real crazy how these things exist in our lives. But it's the flesh against the spirit. So, it's a long suffering. It feels that way. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. And the truth is sound doctrine. Falsehood is not sound. Falsehood got gray areas. It could be manipulated. See, the truth can't be manipulated. The truth stands on its own. Okay? And it says, but walk after their own lusts. Shall they heap unto themselves teachers having itching ears. Now, we see that in Detroit, where you got brothers out there, so-called brothers, they Israelites, but they want to go deep. They want to go 2 deep and 3 deep, trying to, surpass the teachers, surpass their own teachers, the ones who taught them. Then they say the teachers ain't got it all, how you got 100% truth, or yeah, they trying to go too deep. The Samaritan woman is an Israelite. We could prove it. How do we understand Revelation 17th chapter? It's just ridiculous how they have itching ears from what their teachers had taught them. That sound doctrine. Apostles always said, why go too deep? Just stay 1 deep, man. Just that is the foundation. You stay on that 1 level, and then you grow from there. But 2, 3, 4 years in, 5 years in, all of a sudden now you teaching the teachers. Sakari and all the rest. You think you got something deeper revelation. You're not being reproved, and you're not taking your correction. And it's sure and it's sound. It says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth. See, they're going to turn their ears away from the truth. The truth is, these scriptures speak for themselves. That's the truth. And it says, and they shall turn into fables. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, talking about the ones who's doing the rebuking and trying to uplift and strengthen. And that's all the apostles and the other brothers on our highways and byways are trying to do. They're just trying to endure the afflictions that's come upon them, just like anyone else. We're all in captivity, and we in our captivity, we're trying to teach others to change their ways around, to be righteous, to think righteously, and to be brotherly. That's what they missing, how to be brotherly. They don't understand the brotherly covenant between men and the truth, because they're not in the truth, so they can't really understand it. It said, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Now, full proof of thy ministry is exalting, rebuking, and strengthening, changing people's minds around. All you're doing is trying to tell people how to be against the teachers that taught you. If you didn't have if those teachers wasn't put in place by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you wouldn't have the knowledge that you have. You'd be still stuck in Guinea gangs. You'd be still stuck, doing wickedness and witchcraft that you've been doing all your life, following other doctrines, Moving on to this next scripture, it says, this is 1 Peter 3, and I'm going to start at, I'm Salat. Yeah, 1 Peter 3, and I'm going to start at 15. No, 13. And who is he that will harm you if you be followers of that which is good? And it says, and if you suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are you, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. That's talking about those teachers. And this is all I'm talking about. I'm talking about teachers who have to go through this long suffering, preaching the word, instant in season, rebuking and exalting with all long suffering. This is who I'm speaking to. And this is who the words of the Lord is speaking to, those teachers, what you got to go through. We understand the history of what Paul went through. We understand the history of what Peter and all the other apostles went through this long-suffering teaching of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It's a long suffering, but you got to be strengthened and exalted with these scriptures, with the comfort of these scriptures. You know, our people has been hard headed and stubborn, sottish, stupid ass children. So we got to be that. We have to be that way towards them, but in righteousness, not getting on comment boards talking about, you know, the apostles did this or this man did that. You know, that's not edifying to changing our ways from wickedness into righteousness. This is the only way we're going to come into the kingdom, when we change our minds, when we change our ways, you know, and follow Yahweh Shem Yahushua according to righteousness, what he's given us. It says, but sanctify the Lord thy power in all thy heart, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you of the reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. So what is the meekness and fear in you when you going against the apostles, when you're going against Akim on the highways and byways? Oh, look at this one, or look at that one. You know, it's just ridiculous, man. You're not showing the hope that is in you. You're not showing the people how you change, so you can be an example of how righteous men live, so another person can follow you. This is what we're trying to do, is wake up the elect. We're not trying to wake up every nigga on the street. We're trying to wake up the elect so we get up out of here. You see, so we can move on into the kingdom of heaven. This is what we're doing this for. We're not doing it for our own sake. We're doing it for the elect's sake. This is what the scriptures say. We're doing this for the elect's sake. And if you happen to be an elect because you've changed your ways and the God has granted you mercy from the very beginning, predestined, then that's what you're going to be. But what you teaching? What are you teaching? Who are you exalting? Who are you lifting and strengthening? Yourself? Oh, I got it. I got it. Right? But you ain't giving it to anyone else. You ain't doing nothing for anyone else. This is ridiculous, man. You got to go over the same simple shit every damn week, man. The same old simple shit with the 2/3, man. It's just ridiculous, man. You get tired of this bullshit, man. You get really tired of this bullshit, the way people acting and they form of teaching, supposedly. This ain't no teaching. This ain't no way of life. This ain't righteousness. This ain't being brotherly. This is being wicked, man. Being the same ass nigga that you always been, man. This is Proverbs. I'm going to start at Proverbs 10 and 13. It says, in the lips of him that have understanding wisdom is found, but a rod is for the back of him that is void of understanding. You know, and that's what you're going to get. You're going to get nothing but stripes on your back. As soon as the Lord come back, as soon as this martial law, this race wars, this famine, these pestilence, that's what you're going to get. This is the rod that the Lord is going to bring upon those who go against his brother, who go against the Lord. The first and the second commandments, man. It says, wise men lay up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the near destruction that's come upon this planet, upon this country, upon this world for wickedness, man. This is what we do. This is what we're talking about. I'm going to jump down to verse 20. It says, Proverbs 10 and 20, it said, the tongue of the just is as choice silver. The heart of the wicked is of little worth. You see? Verse 21. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for the want of wisdom. You see? See, the lips of the righteous feed many. I'm not talking about physical food. We talking about righteous food. We talking about that manna, man, that's come from heaven, man. That's the food we talking about. That food that sustain you, man. That endures. You see? That lift you up and strengthen. This is what we talking about. We're not talking about any old wisdom or look, this man bought a bike for his son, or look, he got a jacket on. Who gives a shit about that, man? What are you teaching, man? What are you teaching? What are you exalting, man? Where's your long suffering? That man got to go through long suffering just like you got to go long suffering. What you worrying about what he doing, this man doing? You need to dang on teach the truth, man. Same old shit. This is see, we understand why this is happening, you know, because the scriptures show us why this is happening. I'm going to read Psalms 59. We know about King David. This is Psalms 59, verse 1, and the top of the paragraph, top of the chapter says, Mitcham, the chief musician, Mitcham of David, when Saul sent and they watched the house to kill him. This is the house of David. They watched. He sent men to watch his house to kill him. This is what y'all do. This is what these scoffers and scorners do. They watch. And every little word. That's why they on every goddamn video. I seen people who don't even deal with GMS following GMS. They following the apostles. They on their every word. They subscribe to them. They subscribe to us. This is Psalms 59. It says, "Deliver me from my enemies, O my power. Defend me from them that rise up against me." Talking about our own people. Supposedly. Talking about our own people. This is David speaking about our own people. The men that Saul sent to watch David, to kill him. It says, "Deliver me from the workers of iniquity," that's the 2/3, "and save me from the bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul." See, they're not lying in wait for his body. See, you could kill the body, but they want his soul. They want his soul from being in the truth and into wickedness. This is what they want. They don't give shit about his body. Body means nothing. It's the soul that's eternal. It says, "For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, not for my sins of breaking, right, nor for my sins, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault, awake to help me, and behold," this is the prayer that David is bringing to the Lord. This is his petition. Save me from these bloody men. That's the enduring. That's the being instant, in season, out of season. It says, "Therefore, O Lord, Yahweh, power of hosts, the power of Israel, Yahweh Shem Shai, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressions, to transgressors. Selah. They return at even, they make a noise like a dog, and they go about the city," talking about Israel. This is what they're doing. They're going on Israel, they're going on YouTube and putting all these damn false allegations and videos out on the men of the Lord. This is what they're doing. That's what that barking is. They're barking dogs, man. These are barking dogs. And it says, "Behold, they belch out with their mouth, swords are in their lips, for who say they do hear." This is what they're saying. Look at us. Look at what we trying to tell you. Look at the men of the Lord over there. See, they're not right. Look, they with a white girl. Oh, they got the mark of the beast, sleeping with white women. Oh, they pedophiles. They sleeping with little children. It's bullshit. All those are false allegations, man. That's okay. This is what they're supposed to do. This is why this King David has sent up the prayer to the Lord. He said, "Defend me, protect me from these wicked men, these bloody men." This is they wet their mouth with their lips, man. They wet they tongue. They talk their tongue as swords, man, and they trying to persuade other people to be on their side, to be on the wicked side. You can read the rest of the chapter. You understand what I'm going. The point is made. I'm going to bring this last scripture out because they did it to the Lord. This is Luke 23 and 33. "And when they were come to the place which is called Calvary, there they crucified him and the malefactors, one on the right hand and the other on the left." That's the two thieves that was on either side of, don't know that they thieves or whatever crime that they had. They was on either side of the Lord when he was on the cross, when he was on the tree. It said, then said Yahushua, "For God, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And they parted his raiment and cast lots. He's talking about them two-third wicked-ass Israelites, man. They don't know what they do when they go up against the men of the Lord, the men that taught them. They don't understand what they're doing. They really don't, But they just be, they just playing their part. But the Lord still had mercy, and He said, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. They really don't. They bringing notoriety for real, but whatever. I said, and the people stood beholding, and the rulers also with them derided him, saying, he saved others, let him save himself, if he be the anointed, the chosen of the power. And the soldiers also mocked him. See, they had other people join with the two-thirds of Israel. It says, verse 36 says, the soldiers also mocked him, coming to him and offering him vinegar, and saying, if thou be the king of the Jews, save thyself. See, that's the same thing. You have heathen joining with the two-thirds against the men of the Lord. And the superscription also written over him in the letters of the Greek, Latin, and Hebrew, this is the king of the Jews. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, if thou be the anointed, save thyself and us. But the other answered, rebuke him. That's that one thief. And the other answered, rebuke him, saying, doeth thou not fear the heavenly Father Yahweh, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? We're in the same boat in this wicked ass country, man, in this wicked ass kingdom, man. And you going up against the men of the Lord. You damn dumb, you dumb, man. You don't understand what you're doing. That's why the Lord said, Father, forgive them. They ain't know not what they do. They don't understand that they're in the same conditions, man. What are you doing, man? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds. But this man did nothing amiss. And he said unto Yahushua, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. That's what we do. That's all we saying. Lord, please remember us when we in thy kingdom. Please forgive me. Forgive my sins. This is the hope that's in us, that we show to other people, to show in our videos what you should be doing also. It says, and Yahushua said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto thee, today thou shalt be with me in paradise. And that's how we feel. Let all those scoffers scoff. Let all them flying daggers, them Sakaris and them Balus, let them, wield they swords at the men of the Lord, at the truth. They're not going to prevail. It's not going to penetrate. It's not going to affect the men of the Lord. It's not going to affect the elect. It's not going to do it. Whatever you do, whatever avenue you come through, whoever you get on your side, is not going to work. It's not going to prevail. Because we're going to be in paradise, talking about the elect. The elect is going to be in paradise, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, having kingdoms and mansions, right? We're going to have slaves and women and all the things that our heart desire, according to righteousness, man. And what you doing the total opposite. You don't want these things, So with that, I just want to say, Kal Halal Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, double honors always to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who teach well, who has shown us and given us the example throughout the years on how to be, because their example is what we going through. It's just, we're new, we new in the faith, but we see them as an example of what they've suffered and what they've gone through and how they prevail with all this knowledge and truth. That's how we woke up. Because if they were weak, if they were scoffers, we wouldn't get this truth. So with that, I would like to say shalom to the elect, to the man that's pushing this word on the four corners of the earth. I want to say shalom, keep pushing this truth, endure to the end, push. Shalom.